And we're live again. We're in the green so far. I don't know how long it'll hold up. Internet's went down 3 times in the last 2 hours. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good weekend. And it's time to say hello to everybody. Schuylkill River Valley John was the first one, although he may not be able to make it tonight, but he got the cookie anyway. So congratulations, John. If you make it back here, that's cool. If not, you can hopefully catch the replay. Let's see. Hot Dog Pilot Andy, he got the half cookie. Andy, good to see you here. Enjoy that half cookie. And we got Signal Cabin. He gets crumbs, unfortunately. Maybe next time there's Signal Cabin. Anyway, good to see you here. And Gerald Stewart, howdy. Good to see you here as well. Tom Grassy, good to see you here. And that's everybody so far. So we're starting a little. I see some locking up on my monitor here. That's not good. I did a speed check and I was doing good. We're on Wi-Fi now because the Ethernet cable that I've got going to the modem from this computer is bad. So we'll see how this goes. If this doesn't work, I may just have to break down and buy another Ethernet cable, and this time encase it in PVC. We'll see. Still no guarantee though that Comcast will live up to its expectations either, but I'm hopeful. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I got most of my stuff in to convert the chicken car. And I've been playing around with the chicken noises and stuff. As a matter of fact, I went ahead and put together an 8-hour-long chicken extravaganza on the SD card, because the problem with this DF player is once you started it doesn't loop for some reason. Not without Arduino anyway, and I didn't really want to put an Arduino in there because of room constraints. I mean, I probably could fit an Arduino Nano in, but why? So this is what I've got so far. This is the DF Player Mini. I've got a 2 capacitors to act as a keep alive, which are working so. Might have to get bigger capacitors. I've got my buck converter here, and the oh hell, I forgot what it's called already. The bridge rectifier. Bridge rectifier is also on the board, and it does actually work, and I'm going to let you hear it. Here we go. That's a lot of clucking going on. There's also a rooster in there and baby chicks. Like I said, the whole wave file goes 8.5 hours, because otherwise I'd have to restart power to the train to get it to reset. So the only thing I'm waiting on right now is to save money. This here's the chassis. Put this back up here where we can see what the hell's going on. There we go. This here is the chassis. And I ordered some wheel sets with the copper tubes on them to act as pickups. So they'll be here Saturday. And we'll get that together, and I should have this thing buttoned up and ready to rock and roll. And I will in fact do a video on that when the time comes. So we got that out of the way. I also worked on, that's not amplified. What you heard is very loud. I took my 28mm speakers and 3D printed a baffle box for it. And it increases the sound probably like 4 or 5 times. It's still fairly loud without the baffle. With the baffle, really amplifies it. So, and that's all they are, is it's got a hole in the center, and there's a hole in the front for the wires. You put that in there, put a couple of drops of glue on it to hold it in place, and you're good to go. So far so good. So I printed a few of those. Matter of fact, I think I got another one printing right now behind me. Gonna print it because I bought 6 speakers. So I figured I'd make 6 of those boxes. They're great for all applications, including this one here, which is the first board that I made or built, which works great, by the way. And once you put the baffled speaker in there, it'll be just as loud. Now this is going to go on the overhead platform, and I'm probably going to get another one of these for the other platform, which will have voices on it, my voice, or maybe Deb's voice, we'll see. You know, giving specific instructions on embarking and debarking and when a train leaves and all that sort of fun stuff. We'll see how it goes. So that's what I got planned for that. So far everything will fit here in the chicken box car, so that's good. Because what they really had in here was kind of fun. I took it apart. They had this piece of foam in there. I don't know why, I guess to keep the cardboard from warping. And now that I've got components in there, that'll keep the cardboard from warping. If I have to, I could cut this up and put a few more pieces in to keep it from, you know, because that's all it's just a cardboard. Looks like a box without a bottom or a top. It's pretty slick, you know, for what it is. So, what else we got going? I didn't run trains tonight because my layout is a mess again. I've been digging around looking for electronic components and stuff, so I got stuff laying all over the benchwork, and it just wouldn't be just not a good idea to run trains with that much clutter on there. So we'll be running trains again next week and go from there. So I'm going to order some more capacitors. These are 2200 microfarads, not farads, but farads. And I'm going to get 4700 microfarad that are good up to 25 volts. And I think that's going to make a difference on keeping this thing off. I'll still have to run 2 of them, but that'll make it a lot easier to keep it. You've only got to run for a second or two to keep any interruptions from happening on, you know, dead spots or dirty spots on the track. So we'll see. I need to raise this up just a little bit more. There you go, much better. So, is anybody even in here? I don't even know. That chat's awful quiet lately, and that's not good. Oh, see what happens. But so I went ahead and I already put the Katy couplers on here, number 158s. Well, actually, they're number 5s, but they're the same as a 158 or 148. I don't remember which. But they'll be good on that. Of course, I kept the weights on here as well. This is a really heavy car for a 40-footer, but that's fine. I drilled holes in the center for the wire. There'll be one wire on each end coming off the pickups. That'll provide power to the DF Player Mini. I think overall this is going to be a very very reliable project. If that works, I'm going to do another one, probably using this car. But maybe I'll, well, this one says chicken on it, so I kind of must have to put chickens in it. So we'll have 2 chicken cars rolling down the track. So that'll work out pretty good. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I've been digging through all my electronics. I've got so much stuff. Electronic-wise, I've got resistors, wires, push-button switches, and these little breadboards. I bought these little breadboards, these little orange ones, and they're real handy. They're small enough to, you know, that you'd be able to utilize them in a train car. So because I was worried about how I was going to fasten the DF player down. This solves the problem, because if it goes in caddy corner into the box car, it fits perfectly. So we'll be good to go with that. So what else we got going on here? That's about it, really. I do have a bunch of videos I want to show. I figure I might wait till more guys get in here. They're shorts. Like, one's only good for like 20 seconds. And these are pretty good. These are ones that you guys sent in. I figured I'll put them up. Now, I did in fact win a bid on eBay, and I'll be getting them in Friday, tomorrow actually. So they're coming quicker than I thought. It was supposed to be, originally it was the 27th, and now they're saying the 23rd. So that's good. So hopefully I'll get them tomorrow. And let's see here. That's going to be, I'm not sure which one it is here.
Did you see that video?
No, not that one.
They wanna...
Not that one. That one there, okay. I should have labeled these, but I didn't. So I bought these 2 engines. They're 462s. The same as, they're similar. I'm going to have to make some modifications to the bodies to duplicate the number 148 for the sugar line. But basically the same locomotive. And of course I'll repaint everything and put the U.S. Sugar decals on both the locomotive and the tender. Now I've got 2 locomotives here. One runs for sure. The other one he didn't say. I got the all 3 for $31. I was the high bidder. So I don't know. He according to him, you could take the 2 locomotives and make one really nice one out of it. So we'll see. Like I said, these I'm not sure what you actually call these humps on the top. They're not correct for what I need. I need to lose this one up in the front here and move it back further, like in between the 2, and change both of them out, because the one on 148 is a little taller. And where this one is now, there's supposed to be a bell there. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the bell there. I'll have to buy some of this stuff from wherever I can get parts from. Get the bell, the headlight, Because this obviously doesn't have the things that I need. So it'll have to be changed out. But hopefully it'll work out pretty good. And we'll go from there. So, like I said, I'll see that tomorrow. I'll probably do a mail call unboxing on that one tomorrow as well. And then I'll go into more detail on what I'm going to do with it. I'll have a better idea on what I can do and how I can do it. I think those are die-cast bodies, which are going to make manipulation a little more complicated, but not impossible. If they're plastic, it'll be a lot easier, but it's these are older locomotives. They're DC, and I'll do the conversion on it later on to convert it to DCC. What I plan on doing is I'm going to run a third line. I've got a partial line on this side of the layout, but then it goes into the second main line down on the other end. Well, I'm going to change that and have a dedicated line all the way around to come back here to the sugar factory. And I'll use the motorman to run that one back and forth too. So that'll be automated back and forth with number 148 steamer for U.S. Sugar. And then the Amtrak passenger on the overhead rail also be running back and forth on the motorman. I believe I can run both on the same motorman. And so we're going to have a nice setup going there. So those two trains will be fully automated. And like I said, I'll put sound and DCC in the steamer. It's a lot easier on those because you put your decoder in the tender, and there's lots of room in the tender, so it should work out pretty well. That's my plan for that. And I guess at some point I'll start laying the track here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to have to do on that side. I'll probably have to custom make a bridge work in two areas on this side. On this side, the close side of the bridge that are already there, to run the separate line. It'll be tricky, but I'll figure it out. At least that's the plan anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. In the meantime, my bench is actually not as trashed out as as originally was. I'm taking more time to clean up after myself here, which, you know, something you really need to do. So hopefully that'll work out fine. But you know, I come to think of it, I forgot to put that this starts at 6 today. I'll bet. Because I don't know if anybody's here yet. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Yeah, I did put it at 6. Okay. Show starts at 6. Well, this is weird. I usually have somebody, I mean, a few people are here. I don't think anybody's here right now. I may just be talking to myself. Am I even live? I don't know. Should be. Anybody want to speak up there in the chat? If anybody's actually in the chat, now would be a good time to say hi. Everything is good, sound is good, whatever. I'll wait. No, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Nope. I think y'all forgot, man. 6 o'clock. That's not good. Well, I don't want to talk about too much. I don't want to show the videos until you guys actually, you know, pile in a little bit. So we'll see. That's kind of weird. That's the first time that's happened where I don't actually have anybody in the chat. That's very weird. Huh. Well. Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens here in the next few minutes, and nobody shows up. I might just go off air. I did have to dig out a lot of stuff, though. I dug out my tacky glue, my super glue, liquid flux, and I bought another. I did buy this small spool of solder. I don't know why. I thought I was out and I forgot. I had this big ass spool here. So I won't need solder anytime soon anyway. I got, I think, 20 pair left of couplers. KD number 5s. What else? That's about it, really. So far, so good. Let's see what else I got going on here. That's my 3D printer doing here. Oh, looks like it's finished. Let me change that out and get it restarted. That's one more done. You take about 38 minutes to print one of these. And like I said, really handy. So I'm going to need 6 in total. I've got 4 so far. So 5. So I need 1 more, and then I've got enough. Well, right? Do I have enough? Wait a minute. Maybe I should do 7. See how many speakers I got left here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 in the bag. 5 and 6. So I'm going to need 4. Yeah, I need 1 more. This will be the last one. Then I'll have enough for the baffles for what I've got. So we should be good to go on that anyway. In the meantime, so really that's about all I got going on right now. It's like I said, I've still got a ton of work to do on the layout itself, but I'm not sure when I'm actually going to get to it. Things are starting to slow down outside of the layout here. You know, as far as housework and all that stuff. I still got some things to do in the house. Still got to get my truck fixed one of these days. Plenty of stuff to do. But that can all wait, you know, nothing to, well, getting the sink fixed is a priority. I'm thinking about starting on that in a couple of days. Because I'm getting tired of, I know my wife's getting tired of mopping up water on the floor every day. That thing's still leaking. So you gotta change out that faucet and get that done. Let's see what else we got going on here. It's like I said, I should be able to wrap this up tomorrow. Or no, I got the wheel sets coming in Saturday. So this won't get wrapped up till Saturday. But I might be able to, well, no, I shouldn't do anything unless I run the wires down on the bottom there. Which I could do that. And all I have to do is pop in the wheels and mount out because they got wires soldered on already, so I'm still stuck. Not a big deal. So I'll wrap this up on Saturday. And then tomorrow, like I said, I could start on the locomotives. Or at least eye in and try and figure out what I need to do. I took pictures of the actual 148. That's the U.S. sugar steamer. And like I said, just minor, mostly those two pieces on the top and the bell are the only thing I really have to change. On that, possibly the headlight, because I'm not sure where the headlight is on the ones I bought. I think they're lower and has to be mounted on the top. So like I said, I'm going to try and redo everything, repaint it gloss black with the white stripes around the tires, wheels I should say, and I'll try and make it as close to 148 as possible. The same with the tender. So I think it's gonna be nice when I get done with it. Well, let's see what else we got going on here. Actually, that's it. Those are the only two projects I really got going on, other than what needs to be done on the layout itself. And I'm not sure when I'll get. I could start doing the turnout controls anytime too. I've got all the components I need to lay that all in. Like I said, I've got my bus lines in for both the track power and the 12 volt DC. So I just got to tie them into the main line, the main power. And it wouldn't be that hard to get everything set up for the turnout controls. I don't know, I may start on that soon too, who knows. Alright, well, I'm really surprised that nobody's in here. That's kind of weird. That's never happened before. Today is Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. It's 6:30 now. It's really strange that nobody's here. Well, if nobody's watching, there's probably no reason to go on for the rest of the evening, is there? So I think I'm just going to wrap this up and call it a night, and hopefully see everybody next week. And I'll have a lot more to show next week as well, so we'll just wait until then and go from there. Alright guys, we'll say thanks for showing up, but nobody showed up. That's really weird. I don't know what's going on out there. Maybe everybody lost their internet. Who the hell knows? Guess I'll find out at some point, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and run the outro, and that's going to be it. Thanks for not stopping by or whatever, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye for now.